I'm so excited to share with you that we from the machine learning group at Luleå University of Technology have 5 papers accepted at the European Computer Vision Conference ECCV 2024, the conference and at the workshops. And in this video, I want to not only share my excitement, but also give you a very quick overview of the papers so that you can then decide to where you want to maybe dive deeper into and maybe meet us during our presentations during ECCV 2024 in Milano. The first work I want to emphasize is quite intuitive. When we have plants and we want to grow plants, each of these plants have their own conditions to thrive in the best way. So we need to give each plant what it needs. Now, instead of plants, we think of machine learning tasks. And in machine learning tasks, we also have different conditions, and we want to give each of these tasks what it needs. And therefore, we investigate the possibility to use structured sparsity and multitask learning. That sounds maybe now a bit more complicated, and more details are in the video of Richa, but also don't hesitate to come and join us during the September 30 workshop on computational aspects of deep learning and discuss with us about that work. If you cannot manage to come to the workshop, don't hesitate to write Richa, the main author of that work, an email. Second work I want to highlight is a work I want to share with you is looking into a quite common problem in computer vision. It's looking into distortions of images. Images are not always as nice and clean where the main object of interest is centered inside the image, but often we are suffering from distortions. And as I mentioned, that's not a new problem. This problem exists already. But we have devised now a framework based on Möbius transformation where we can control the different parameters of the distortions, and then we can use it to evaluate state-of-the-art computer vision methods and make them even more robust. The new benchmark we call ImageNet PD for perspective distortion, and the methods which we are presenting are called Möbius transformation for mitigating perspective distortions in representation level. This paper is part of the main conference and will be presented on October 3 in poster session 5. Be sure to be there if you want to discuss with us, or drop a mail to Prakash, who is the first author of that work. Prakash also wrote another paper together with co-authors where we look into object detection methods. And object detection methods are, of course, working already for a while, very good, but what happens if the objects are not part of the data set? And there is a benchmark where we can look into how good these methods work when the object does not appear during training. There are work models available, for example, grounding Dino, which can detect these out of vocabulary objects with just zero-shot or one-shot learning, and mostly now zero-shot learning. And we are investigating not only grounding Dino, but HoloWorld, so very recent method and an established OWL visual transformer on a data set, which not only looks into very simple objects, but also when we have some conditions, severity conditions, for example, different weather conditions, paintings, or even sketches. Less and less information. There is this workshop, COCO, and another benchmark which we are looking into and evaluating these very good recent foundation models on different severity. We propose therefore a new evaluation framework and can increase the severity. And we see that, of course, the more severe, the worse the performance, but somehow some methods seem to suffer more and some less. Now you want to know which methods are those. So have a deeper look into our paper on open vocabulary object detectors, robustness challenges under distribution shifts. Or just join us during the workshop in September, after the morning paper, also in the afternoon during the OOD workshop. Or of course, if you cannot manage to come, drop a mail to Prakash. He is very happy to answer and discuss further with you. Another area of research where we have 2 papers on is the research area which I personally like a lot. Maybe some of you know that I did my PhD thesis in handwriting recognition with deep learning methods back in 2007. And here we are not looking into recognition, but more into the generation of handwriting. And of course, there are many methods around, but when we want to create handwriting, which is maybe a bit personalized, we want to have it more lovely, more roundish, or more sharp, and more directly concrete, saying some specific facts. So depending on the different situations where we're in, we would like the handwriting to look different, but still consistent. And we have created a new method, which we call diffusion pen, which allows us to kind of tell what kind of handwriting we want to generate with words. And it creates very useful, legible handwriting. There are other methods around which can also create handwriting. We have identified that the method here is really good in terms of legibility, but also reflecting the wishes of the user creating the handwriting and being consistent during the writing. This diffusion pen towards controlling the handwriting style of handwritten text generation will be presented during the poster session 5. So the same poster session where you see us already and discuss about the other work, stay there and come also to that poster, discuss with us, Konstantina being the main author. And Konstantina is of course reachable via email as well if you have some further questions or can unfortunately not come to ECCV this year. Handwriting generation is a very nice topic. There are many, many ways how to look into it, but most of them are having here and there some issues. And we are having a deeper look into how to properly, or maybe better, evaluate handwritten text generation, bridging generation and recognition in a whole evaluation framework. And that will be presented during the workshop on critical evaluation of handwritten, or not only handwriting, critical evaluation of generative machine learning on September 29 in the second session in the morning. Again, join us there, or if you don't come, drop a mail to Concept. Now you might have noticed something. These authors, which I presented here, the main brains behind that work, they're gender balanced. And I personally maybe didn't introduce myself yet. I'm Markus Lewicki. I'm the head of the machine learning group, and I'm very happy to see that we have gender balance among the authors of ECCV. And that only is not the case in the authors of ECCV, but generally in our research group, we have gender balance. We are the gender balanced research group in machine learning, and we are looking into sustainable machine learning for the welfare of the society. What does that mean? We're pursuing several goals. The first one, where you see our work on, is more fundamental research in the area of multimodal data analysis and generation. We have some other goals. For example, we look into AI pedagogy, where we want to spearhead Sweden in the near future, and sustainable machine learning for the climate. This research in general, what we're performing, contributes to 3 sustainability goals, which are good health and well-being, quality education, and industry innovation and infrastructure, specifically for sustainable low energy industry. If you want to know more about us, have a look into our website, follow us on LinkedIn, and maybe stay tuned for future research updates in our YouTube channel.